Well, hello everybody. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a great day. I wanted to touch base. Okies Eden is now on the map. I have my post office box. The post office box will be in the description after the video, and I'll put it on my main page. So now, seed swapping, I'm all geared up, ready to go, so we can seed swap. So Misty at Pleasures of Life, Shannon at Us and Our Bunch, there's a couple others, and I've been contacted by some that just escaped me for a moment. If you want to swap seeds, I now have a P.O. box for Okies Eden, and things can go back and forth from there. So that's awesome. So I was doing some homesteading stuff yesterday, and I didn't get to all of it, but everybody can kind of get the idea. Hey, Nicola, how you doing? What I'm working on is putting together as I get my homestead more set up, I'm working towards having 1 year of vegetables from my own garden, which I'm already almost there, where I have green beans canned or frozen, the seeds dried, dehydrated. I'm looking at some freeze drying options. There's a couple options I have there that I think I can do fairly inexpensively, but freeze drying can do 10, 15, 20 years. So with that said, the other day I did a couple boxes. I did some stuff that's in the freezer, but I did pasta. Hey Jenny, how you doing? So I have pasta, rice. So just listen. It takes out all the air, so it's like a brick. So this, as long as it's kept in a dark area out of UV, this will last for a long time. So what I've done is, this is not the box, this is just a temporary box. I'm getting a tote box that's gonna have a handle on it, and that will have all of those items in it. It'll have some first aid items in it. It'll have some matches in it. It will have some dehydrated meals in it. It will have possibly a few things of canned food. And then what I did today was I said, you know what? I like coffee. So I have some coffee here, and I have my little vacuum seal station here. So I said, you know what? I'll go on camera. Let me get these out of the way first. These are the pimentos. Yes, it's for an emergency. Yes, correct, Nicola. This is only for an emergency. This here, though, this bag is going in the freezer. So I have my pimento peppers. If you want to get some pimento pepper seeds from me, email me at okieseden@gmail.com. And I can try, I'm letting them dry now. It'll be about a month, but then I'll have successfully grown these pimento peppers. Let me vacuum seal these really quick. And then these will go in the freezer. And I'll show you this. This thing is awesome. This thing, I had a coupon code off of Amazon. It's not a paid promotion. It was $29 on Amazon. I think they're all the same, Jenny. My wife just brought some home yesterday. She's on a site that's an auction site or something. And she got this huge pile of vacuum sealed bags for $5, which that'll do everything I ever need to do for the next year or two. I pop it open, and you can see it's vacuum sealed. Look at that. That's all tight. Now, I can actually clip it here and then seal it, and then I'd have this much, and I can make my own bags. So that I just did this because I just wanted to fiddle around with it. That goes in the freezer. Now back to my emergency box. What else can you grow? My goodness, turnips, if you like turnips, parsnips. I like root vegetables, carrots. They should all grow good. Carrots, beets, things like that, they enjoy the cooler weather. So I don't know what the temperature's like there now. Like right now here, it still can be 80, 90. And then it's fading now. So at night it's getting in the 60s and 70s. So right now for me, it's a perfect time to grow more radishes, more beets, turnips, carrots, the different color carrots. I'm growing more potatoes. So there's a whole bunch of things you can grow. If you like, I like root vegetables. I just love root vegetables. So, oh, hey, Spongy. So I was thinking, what are some other things you could use in case of an emergency that if you had a box of food, and we have tornadoes hit here. We had one last year, took the grocery store out. Everybody knows that by now. If I had a sealed box with foods and some first aid supplies and things, what else could I do? Well, I'm making a list. And what I'm doing is 1 or 2 times a week, I'll just buy 1 or 2 things. So you're not spending $500 trying to do a safety buy. This is going to be an overtime thing. So what I did was, they have these at Dollar General. This is not a paid promotion for Dollar General. They have a ton of, I love these things. As a matter of fact, I have some right now. Strawberry watermelon. These are delicious. They're already sealed, but they are, you know, if you're in an emergency situation and you're sweating or whatever, and you need electrolytes. These are heavy in electrolytes. So what I'm gonna do is, they're gonna go in the vacuum seal bag. Nicola, these are Pure Kick is the name. I get them at Dollar General. I don't know if you have a Dollar General near you. They're 0 sugar, but they have 7 electrolytes in them. So I use these when I'm mowing a lot. When I'm outside for 8 hours a day, when it's 100 degrees out, I have 2 or 3 of these a day with my water. When I come in and take a quick break, I'll drink one of these, sit by the fan in the AC for a little bit to cool down, and then get revitalized. Then I go back out so I don't pass out and have a heat stroke at my elderly age. So they come in packages of 6. I put one in my sealed bag, and now I'm just gonna pop this in the sealer. Hopefully you can hear it running. Let me see if I can hold this up while I was doing it. Nope, I don't think I had it in. Nope, it is, it's sealed. It's sucking the air out. And now it's in its heat cycle. But that has taken all of the air out of the package. And you can tell it's been sealed because it folds the package up. It takes the air out. So there is some sealed electrolyte drink. This will be going in my emergency box. And then I had to get more coffee. I was low on coffee because I like coffee. So I have some coffee left here. And what I'm going to do is I'm putting some coffee in the sealed bag. Because in case of an emergency, let me tell you something. If you have an emergency and you don't have coffee, you've just tripled and doubled and tripled and quadrupled how bad your emergency is if you don't have coffee. That would have to be, I mean, that would be a super duper emergency. If I had to run out of the house in an emergency situation, and I found out, oh no, I have no coffee, I'll go back to the house. I'll risk the tornado. I'm just kidding, I wouldn't do that. Anyways, so what I have is, that's about half a can of coffee. That's about, I think that's, what is it, a 12 12-ounce can, so I got about half of it in here. So let's do this. And when you remove all of the oxygen, the word oxidation is derived from oxygen, right? When things are in an oxygenated state, over time they break down, right? They oxidize. Well, I've taken the oxygen out. Now, as long as I keep this in a dark, so see what I mean? It's all folded. I know all of, hey, Missy. I mean, you can hear it. It's like a brick. So today I've already sealed my pimentos, my coffee, and my drink mixes. So these are going in my emergency kit. So next week at the grocery store, what I'm probably going to go do, I think it's Carnation maybe. There's other brands. I want to get the instant milk. I'm going to vacuum seal instant milk. I'm going to get some cereal we like as a family. It's going to be a nutritious one. I can vacuum seal all of that. And then I'll get some matches, which I have. I'll vacuum seal that. I'll get some tinder. I'll vacuum seal that. So there's a whole bunch of things I'll be able to do. So I have that box in case of an emergency. So with that out of the way, all that's done. Spongy, you can tell your mom I have my P.O. box. Okies Eden is now official in the eyes of the post office. I have a post office box, so I will be posting my post office box in this description when I'm done. I'll post it on my main page along with my email. If you want to swap seeds, it's just email me at okieseden@gmail.com. Oh, I didn't see you there. I'm sorry, Misty. I didn't see you there. I have my P.O. box. If you want seeds, I need to know what ones you want. Right now, available, I have bush bean, multi-generational bush bean, pole bean, that are very good in heat. They have, oh hey Sally, they have grown in 105-degree heat. I have Connecticut field pumpkins, second generation, that I know are growing because I have some growing out there now. They are very, very good seeds. They germinate quick. And that you've seen my pumpkin patch, how much it's produced. Even the one, I have a video coming out, just a short, from May. When I planted my first plants, the first two in May, those are still active and creating. I have another pumpkin out there that big, and I have 4 or 5 more inside growing. I accidentally mixed up my pumpkins. Oh, you have squash. I will label the packages. I'll put on there exactly what they are, and I'll try to remember to put on how many generations. So like I said, one of my beans, the ones that I sealed, are 5th generation pole bean seeds. They've been through multiple high temperature grows. Oh yeah, Jenny, the pumpkins? Yes. So honestly, if you've all been watching my channel for a while now, one thing I learned a long time ago was composting, how important composting is. And you can see in my garden, I dig a trench, I throw fresh compost in, cover it, mound it, and then I plant. So Jen, yes, I would say get some dirt. Yeah, Jenny, what I would say is get some dirt, put some dirt in a bucket. Just get some, you can go to any big store, Dollar General, dollar stores have it. Get some potting soil and some topsoil, mix it up. In the bottom portion, I would put some compost. I would put in some potato peelings, banana peels, coffee grounds, whatever, a pile of it. Cover it a little bit. plant your seeds, and then 1 or 2 seeds, and then cover it with about 1 inch of dirt and tamp it down and wet it. Don't over wet it. Pumpkins are such a long grow. They can grow 100 days, 120 days. I'm already into 130, 140 days now, my first batch. That those roots go down and they will latch onto that fresh compost, and you'll have a healthy. If you look at my radishes, the radishes are the size of beets. I dug that up, put down some compost, covered it, planted my radishes. So those have exploded into these huge radishes. That does 2 things. Number 1, it helps the current crop you're trying to grow. Number 2, the other thing it does, when this garden is all said and done and it is completely done for the year, and I get in there with my tiller, I now have 20, 30, 50 rows. I have 20 mounds that I've put stuff in. Okie, make an Amazon wish list. I have an Amazon wish list, and let me tell you, and I don't mean this as a knock to anybody else. I know people that do the Amazon wish list, and I have sent stuff off the Amazon wish list because I like to help people. We all do. I have an Amazon wish list. I've wanted to put it on my channel, but in the back of my mind, my mom and dad drilled into me since I was a toddler. Do it yourself. We didn't accept help from people. Right or wrong, that's how I was developed into my adulthood. If you have a problem, you fix it yourself. You face it yourself. You do it yourself. Don't accept handouts. So I don't like people complimenting. My wife gets mad at me all the time because I don't take compliments well. I just be like, yeah, whatever. She's like, can't you just take a compliment? It's so ingrained in my personality that I haven't done it yet. Maybe, I think one of these days I will, because I know people, honestly, I just don't want people to say, oh, Okie's just looking for free handouts. Believe me, I don't want handouts. This garden is bought and paid for, blood, sweat, and tears. And I mean, when I say blood, sweat, and tears, I'm talking blood, sweat, and tears, the whole 9 yards. So it's ingrained in me. I appreciate that, Nicole, and I probably will in the future, but it won't be anything grandiose. I might, if I do one, it's gonna be, I'll put some seeds on there I would like to try or something. But maybe I will do a wish list, because I know that there are people out there that truly like to send things to people and help people out. So possibly I will do that, Nicole, and I appreciate the offer. Anybody that offered that, I do appreciate that. Yes, and so Nicola, that's what's funny. My mom and dad, they drilled it into us. If I came home with something from somebody, give it back. No, we don't take handouts. But they would be the first ones. We grew so much fresh produce. If somebody needed food, my father and mother would bag stuff up and take it to them. They would go to the grocery store and buy stuff for them. And it's just funny that a lot of times people that don't want freebie stuff will be the first ones to give, and I understand that. So I'll take that under advisement. Maybe in the next couple days, I'll pop a Amazon wish list up there. What I could use is a new, anybody that wants to, if you really want to do the wish list thing, I could use the 4-wheel drive Kubota tractor that has the backhoe, bucket loader, mow option. It's only about $40,000. It's not much, but you know, you can just have it shipped to my P.O. box. I'm just kidding. Trying to make light of a situation. Anywho, so I have pole beans, bush beans, Connecticut field pumpkins, pimentos. I just claimed all these seeds from here. So these are drying in about a month. If somebody wants, I have about probably 300 seeds. If somebody wants some pimento seeds, I will gladly send you pimento seeds. These taste just like red bell pepper. You can eat them green. They taste like green bell pepper until they ripen. They get sweeter. These are delicious. I used in the, I hope you all watch my video tonight. I did succotash, Suffering Succotash from the cartoons. It's an old school, it's from an old cookbook I have. I've made it many times. It's delicious. My mom used to make it. It wasn't called succotash. We called it something else. But it was just a healthy, creamy dish. Jenny, yes, email me, okieseden@gmail.com. I always try to get back. I may not do it that day because anybody that knows me, I have a grandson we help with. So sometimes I just don't, I watch him one night a week. I'm not saying that to toot my horn. We help out in a situation. Other days I do help work with him or take him to therapies. So I may not always get right back to you that day. Some days I'm tired. I just back away from life and the world and go out in my garden and don't talk to anybody. And I just play in the dirt until my mind is right again. Anyways, enough of that drama. So next month I'll have the pimento seeds. I have cucumber seeds. I have zucchini seeds that are all drying in the back area. I'll show you my back area in one of my videos. I set up my back area now. That's going to be my grow room and my drying room. So I'll have all of that. Oh, hey, Black Man Explorer TV. Good to see you here. So if you want any of those, let me know. If you want, I know Misty had me try the Black Beauty zucchini. They're growing very well on the trellis. I will have some Black Beauty seeds when I harvest. If anybody's looking to send me seeds, just email me what you have. Okay, Hearth and Home, email me. What's any seeds you want, and I will try to get them to you when they're ready. Like I said, today or next week when I get there, I have bush beans, pole beans, and Connecticut field pumpkin seeds I can send you next week to try. So depending on your zone, you may not be able to grow them next year. But Jen, yes, if you were asking about pumpkin seeds, I would definitely get a bucket. I would punch some holes in it because you don't want it to fill up with water. And since pumpkins grow in a mound anyways, pumpkins, zucchini, cucumbers love growing in a mound. They're a long grow. So when you mound them and the roots are here, if you put them in flat ground like potatoes, if you try to grow potatoes in a flat ground or where it's concave, it fills with water. Well, they're tubers, and what happens is if it gets flooded and marshy, the potatoes rot. You'll kill or reduce your yield. That's why you hill potatoes, because when you get the indeterminate versions that grow up, or determinate grow horizontal, that's why you hill the russets. Russets work in a good hill. You plant it, and as it grows, you keep hilling and hilling and hilling, and the plant gets up. That hill fills with potatoes. As it rains, even in really bad rains, it rains and rolls off the hill. The hill stays somewhat dry, and the potatoes continue to propagate, and you get a good yield. If they're underground, a lot of them might rot. The host or the mother potato might rot early, and you won't get the yield you want to get. So, if you're going to plant pumpkins, Jen, if you're going to plant pumpkins in a bucket, just make sure there's plenty of holes in it. And that'll work more like a hill or a mound. Put some compost in it, cover the compost, plant the seeds, about an inch of dirt, and let it go. And then you're gonna get multiple vines coming out, so you gotta work those vines away or they'll twist up and choke each other and work together and become a mess. I wouldn't plant more than one. I would get a couple buckets. I would not plant more than one per bucket. If I were to do it over again, oh, Natty's here. Natty's in the house. I didn't see she was here. This is my start of this is my emergency pantry I've been talking about while I'm working on my main pantry. I just did coffee. I did my, these are hydrating drink mixes that are electrolytes. I have pasta. And I have, come on now, rice. Working on a first aid kit, working on dried milk, cereals. So if anything happens and I need to bug out real quick, I can feed myself for at least a week, rationing food. And I did my pimentos. Boom, pimentos. 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 Let me just talk about pimentos real quick while we're on the topic of pimentos, since you asked. Pimentos, you can buy them in a jar. They come inside some certain olives. In my opinion, they ruin the pimento. If you put it in the olive or you put it in whatever you do, pickling them or whatever, they lose their flavor. If you take a fresh pimento, these are so good, so sweet. These are amazing. These would be great in a sausage, peppers, and onions sandwich. And I'm freezing these for the first time. I froze biscuits. I think it was Shannon at Us and Our Bunch. I think she did a video recently where she makes she takes little chicken tenders or something and puts them on biscuits and freezes them. And then she has quick breakfasts so the kids in the morning can grab them and go to school. I thought that was such a cool idea. I never thought of freezing biscuits. Oh, hey, Rhonda. I never thought of freezing biscuits. So, with that said, hold on. Thank you to Shannon at Us and Our Bunch. I have my frozen cream biscuits. And I have frozen succotash. This is on the menu tonight. If you guys get a chance, I think it's only 10 minutes. I'd appreciate you going to watch my video tonight. It's succotash. It's the video is from a 1942 cookbook. It is during World War II. The U.S. at that point was in World War II. So there was rationing going on, and that book I have is a book about cooking. It is meal planning. It is recipes. It is gardening tips. It is how to cut meats, different cuts of meat, proteins, what proteins to use in which dish. I show it in the video. It's about that thick. It's like 2 Bibles stacked together. And I've always said if it was a zombie apocalypse, that's the book you want. It has everything in it. It talks about different vegetables, different forms of cooking. And anyways, it's succotash from 1942. It is a healthy dish. And then the video that comes out tomorrow is in addition to that. So it's a 2-part series where I change it a little bit, where I add some stuff to it and do something else with it. So I hope you guys will watch that if you get a chance. I appreciate the support. That's really cool that you guys support that. Oh, thank you, Rhonda. Your horse is beautiful. Anybody that has not watched Rhonda, Alabama, you have the horse, right? I think you had the horse today, and the video was peeking around the corner. Anyways, so that's where I'm headed with this. My whole goal with the homesteading part of this channel is to continue to add to that emergency box. If you want to watch, Natty's here now. So Natty, if anybody has not subscribed or followed Natty Homemaker, she's in Canada, her and her husband, and she has a really cool channel, does a lot of lives, and she does a lot of cooking. But she talks about, she has a $5 pantry, she has a pantry, she has a long-term pantry. She's got a bunch of different pantries, and she explains them. I'm gonna destroy it, so I'm not gonna try. I would just recommend going and watching her pantry series. And that's where I got the idea for this emergency pantry, and then I'm adding to my long-term pantry. Yeah, General, that was it. Go watch Rhonda in Alabama. She's got her horse there, and the horse in the video today was peeking around the corner like it was creeping. You know, it was like being creepy. It was pretty funny. But it's a very beautiful horse. But Natty, go watch Natty's channel. She's got that stuff on pantry and how she keeps stuff, gets stuff on sale, goes to different stores, how she saves money. And she's got some really, really good ideas. And she gets some really good trolls. So if you really want a good laugh at some of the trolls, Natty's the place you want to go to because she gets some pretty funny ones. But it's a good channel. And I've learned a lot from it. And my goal next year is starting now. I've already started. The big box store had a sale on their freezers, on their chest freezers. And we had a 10% coupon and another coupon for money off. So we got a really killer deal on a chest freezer. So I have it now about a third full of pumpkin stuff. I have it full of zucchini bread. I have some meats in it. And then all the pumpkins I have growing now, a lot of them will go in there. I just did some zucchini yesterday. I froze seasoned zucchini for zucchini bread. And then I'm starting to build up my mason jar supply. So next year, I'm hoping with my garden size now, I can grow pole beans all around the whole 3,000 square foot garden and do maybe 20 rows inside 2 times that year, next year for 26. And I'm figuring, if I figure right, I should be able to put away at least 200 pints of green beans. If my potatoes are as successful, this year I did 160 pounds. I do not hunt, Jenny. I used to hunt growing up, but if I needed to hunt, yes, I could. Believe me, I love game meat. I get some from friends. I love it. I have no problem with it. But I don't have the need to hunt anymore. And honestly, I'm in a no-hunt zone. And to be honest with you, as you get older, at least in my world, I've become, you get kids and grandkids, you mellow. I'm not sure I could shoot an animal anymore. I'd probably cry. I love, if you saw one of my lives a couple weeks ago, yes, deer jerky, my son gets some and he gives me some. He has got guys at work that hunt all the time and they do a lot of deer jerky and hot dogs. So I don't hunt anymore. I'll just buy meats on sale because I figure I can go get some meat. I can freeze it. I got so much meat right now that I'm good for a couple of months. I don't have to worry about meats. I'm adding to my vegetables. But if you see, I was doing my live the other morning and it startled me because I'm walking out to the garden and I have that big cedar tree. I never saw it. It was a buck. We have this 4-point buck that's running around our yard all the time. I think he's eyeing my pumpkins. And they startled me because I'm walking out and as I'm showing the pumpkin, all of a sudden they jump out from behind that cedar tree and they ran about 20 feet from me right in front of me. So I got the film. I'm like, hey, here they go. There's the 4-point buck. So he's been around and I have a roadrunner family that has taken up residence out here by my driveway. And I put pumpkin seeds out there and some other stuff. If I get a mouse or I catch a mouse or something out by the house, I'll put them out there because they eat rodents and stuff. And I feed the roadrunner because I want the roadrunner here because they take care of snakes and they take care of rodents. And they're a beautiful bird. But anyways, getting back to that real quick, I hope next year to be able to put up 200 pints of green beans. And that's going to be, I'm going to try to do an extended live where it's me. You're going to see me for, unfortunately, a few hours as I'm doing the canning process. Understand something. I'm a redneck. I'm a hillbilly. I'm accident prone. And you're going to watch me boiling water, canning stuff, you know there's going to be a possibility of some kind of grotesque injury on camera. So there's always that chance with me. So I would advise watching the canning process. You might just get a laugh. And then, like I said, I'm trying to get a line on a freeze dryer. I have a couple options I'm thinking about. If I can get a decent price on a freeze dryer, even if I could freeze dry, I could buy one used if it works really well. What I would do is I would freeze dry, pardon my French, I would freeze dry the crap out of everything I have. I would freeze dry my computer. I would freeze dry my car, whatever. But I would freeze dry so much food, and then I could just resell the freeze dryer. Because food from a freeze dryer is good for 20 years. That's why you go to, Jenny, the freeze dry is kind of like when you get like MREs, meal ready, from military type stuff. There is the camping, I don't know the name of it now, but there's 4 or 5 big name camping freeze-dried stews and